All right. I watched some real interesting videos. A lot of people are, have videos out talking about the white race, how, their skin is a plague, and they kind of distort the scriptures a little bit. Of course, everybody knows the part when Moses put his hand into his jacket, into his robe or whatnot, and pulled it back out, and it was white as snow, and he put it back in, and it was his regular color, suggesting that he was a darker complexion. Okay. They talk about Miriam and Aaron being mad about Moses marrying the Ethiopian woman, and Miriam was turned white as snow. So they're saying, some people use that argument to say that, that you know, being white is a disease, it's a plague, and things like that. And it gets blown out of proportion. Also, I'm reading Leviticus chapter 13, and they mentioned somebody made a comparison to blonde hair because in verse 30 of chapter 13 of Leviticus, it said, "Then the priest shall see the plague, and behold, if it be in sight deeper than the skin, and there it be yellow, thin hair, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a dry scald, even leprosy upon the head or beard." Okay, I've never met a person with leprosy before, but some people would take this yellow thin hair thing and say, "Oh, well, that's talking about blonde hair." So, the blonde hair and the white skin and maybe even the blue eyes is it's a demonic thing. It's evil. It's a plague and all that. And you know, I could say, in all truthfulness, anybody that's ever really done me harm was the same color as me. You know. There may be some Caucasians who have their opinions about whatever, that's how they choose to feel, but scripture is being distorted to try to promote hatred in place of hatred. Okay, bigotry in place of bigotry, racism in place of racism. Reason why I say it's distorted, with this whole white skin plague leprosy thing, is because I never hear verse 13 of chapter 13 of Leviticus, when it says, "Then the priest shall consider, and behold, if the leprosy have covered all his flesh, he shall pronounce him clean, that hath the plague. It is all turned white, he is clean." Okay? I never hear that part, so that kind of refutes all the other, things to try to justify the racism. I mean, the Bible can be used to justify racism against blacks, and it can be used to justify racism against whites, but it's not gonna help either way. All right, and those out there who do that, you know who you are. I'm sure I'm gonna get a lot of inflammatory remarks. Uh, you know, bring it. But I'm reading from the same book y'all reading from, and we'll see what happens.